So you may be new here, and I thought I would actually tell you a bit more about my whole story, because if you just stumbled across my page, you may not know the absolute whirlwind the last 3 years have been. So my name's Rachel. I lost just over 9 stone back in 2021 using the 1-to-1 diet by Cambridge Weight Plan. I had been overweight, yo-yo dieting, emotional eating. I would go as far to say as had a food addiction for my whole life. I documented all of this on an episode of our podcast, so if you want to find out more, you can check that out here. And I talk about where my emotional eating stems from and kind of chronicle through my teens and 20s, why my weight was such an issue and why I just couldn't get a hold of it. Then in 2019, I fell pregnant with our little girl Poppy, and she was born on the 27th of March. Does that ring any alarm bells? That was probably 3 days into the first national lockdown, and it was a really scary time to have a baby. When I was pregnant, I put on 7 stone, and actually after the pregnancy, I weighed my heaviest weight ever, which was 22 stone. And for that year, whilst we were in lockdown, we were fumbling along, trying to figure out parenthood, trying to figure out the world that we were then living in. And it was really scary, and comfort eating, emotional eating definitely stayed strong. I also had postnatal depression, which meant that things were really hard, and without family support or support from medical professionals to deal with that, food was really the only thing I had to self-medicate me through that year. Then in December of 2020, I reached out to my consultant Gemma and pledged to myself that I was going to tackle this once and for all. I was sick and tired of being in this continuous diet cycle, starting a diet, losing a couple of stone, and then falling off and putting it back on, and just continuing in that cycle of shame and guilt and worthlessness that I'd felt from the age of 13 when I first went into my first swimming group. So I did step 1B of the plan for 9 months, and that is utilising meal replacement products. I know they get a bad rap, but this plan really worked for me, because as somebody who would go as far as to say had a food addiction, I needed that break from food. Addiction to food is the one thing that we cannot abstain from indefinitely, because we need food to survive. But what the plan did was that it gave me the headspace to work on the reasons why I was using food, get the support from my consultant, and ultimately start laying the foundations to what I would need to do in order to manage my emotional and stress eating going forward. So in September 2021, I got to my goal weight, and I won the 1-to-1 Diets Woman of the Year, which was such a huge privilege. And I then entered into maintenance, and that was a whole new journey. But I had the support of Gem and this incredible community that had been with me from day one as I started doing my weekly vlogs on how I was getting on with the plan, which you can catch up all on my page. And I used that support to help me through into maintenance. The first 6 months of maintenance were a breeze. I really got in the throw of it. I'd reverse dieted through the steps properly, maintaining my weight had become pretty simple, and I started going to the gym and learning to rebuild my relationship with exercise as well, which was a huge breakthrough for me as someone who had always struggled with being physically active from being a young child. Then in May 2022, I had my first skin removal surgery. I had an FDR tummy tuck in the UK, and I was blown away by the results. However, what happened post-surgery was I realised that I was suffering with a condition called PMDD, and my mental health really took a downturn for the rest of that year. It was really challenging. I managed to maintain my weight, but it was such a slog and an effort. Also, at the beginning of last year, we had a diagnosis for our little girl of autism, which was a lot for us to get our heads around as a family, and something else that's also impacted my mental health. And as someone who is an emotional eater, I definitely found the last 12 to 18 months in maintenance haven't been smooth sailing. It's been a constant thing that I've really had to think about. I've really had to lean into those foundations and those tools that I built during my first 9 months on the plan. But we have got here. 7 weeks ago, I had my second round of skin removal surgery in Lithuania. It was a very big surgery. It's been a very big recovery, but I'm coming out of the other end of it now, and I'm feeling really good. This year, I'm really keen to get back into the gym and build my fitness up and start building a little bit of muscle on this body. I've done the fat loss, I've done the weight loss. Now I want to take my body to get stronger and healthier through the gym. I'm also hoping this will help my mental health, because PMDD is a chronic condition. It doesn't just go away. So whilst I use medications and things like that to help, I really hope that I can really make myself a focus this year again. And I truly believe that working on ourselves is the root of everything. Whether your goal is weight loss, financial freedom, whatever it is, you have to look inwards first and start working on those inner things that are keeping you from getting you where you want to be. I learned anything on my weight loss journey, it's that what I was putting in my mouth was a very small reason as to why I suffered with my weight for so many years, and actually what was going on with my mind was much more the reason that I was stuck in that cycle. And I now get to help people all over the UK on their own weight loss journeys, and I love my job. I've seen so many people transform their lives and not just go on a diet and lose weight, but come on plan and work with me through all of the demons that they may have with emotional eating, comfort eating, food addiction, and how we can break that diet cycle and move forward into maintenance with ongoing support, which is what you need if you're somebody that suffers with something like emotional eating, because it doesn't just end. If you are somebody that is an emotional eater, stress eater, food addict, whatever it is, that doesn't go away the day you get to a goal weight on a scale. It is something that takes long-term management, long-term discipline and boundaries, and most importantly, long-term support to help you with whatever life may throw at you, because life sometimes, and it can be really difficult. That is a crash course in me, who I am, and how I've got to this point. If you would like to see how this next chapter goes, please follow for more. And if you are interested in coming on to plan with me and actually tackling the core reasons of why we struggle with our weight and ending that diet cycle once and for all, drop me a message. I would absolutely love to help you. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another video.